So after question 7, let's take a look at question 8. It's about the enzyme called renin and is found in the stomach of young mammals. 嗰啲哺乳類動物係要後生嘅哺乳類動物。Okay, it should be young mammals. But why is necessary to be young? Because the renin is used to clot the milk to make it easier to digest. As I said in the last lesson, probably renin is the enzyme. It can clot the milk to make it from liquid form to solid or semi-solid form. And then the semi-solid so-called milk will stay longer in the stomach and then for better digestion. And that's what it means, make it easier to digest. And look at the table. It shows the time taken for the renin to clot milk at different temperatures. 咁啊睇翻啦，喺唔同溫度底下咧，究竟要用幾多嘅時間咧，去將啲奶咧凝固咗佢。So according to this table, we can see that how long does the enzyme take to clot the milk, at different temperatures. And in your question, the table is just has these two columns, and I add one more for you because I want you to recall the memory. How can we calculate the rate of reaction? Beware of that. The rate of reaction should be 1 over time. A complete reaction over the time. So for this concept, you know that the time for milk to clot, we use second as the unit. So for the rate of reaction, it should be per second. That means 1 over second, right? So probably for the rate of reaction, it's quite easy to calculate. 1 over 1428, 1 over 503, okay, etc., etc. But for the no reaction, okay, so for no reaction, it can be regarded as infinite time. So the point is that 1 over infinite, it will be 0. 咁會零返啦，冇反應，我哋就當無限時間。1 over 無限時間即係都發生唔到啦 ，no reaction at all from this table. But why do I need to recall this table and recall the calculation of rate of reaction? Because some questions will ask you to draw the graph, to plot the graph. So in this case, you know that we have the x-axis and the y-axis. One reminder for you, remember that for the graph or for the data, we need to know which variables are they. For the temperature, is the variable we change. So it's the IV, independent variable. And for the time, okay, time for milk to clot, it depends on the temperature we change. So probably the time for milk to clot is dV, dependent variable. And the last but not least, for the rate of reaction is also dV, because rate of reaction is just 1 over time. Time is dV, 1 over time. 1 over dV is also dV, dependent variable, because the rate of reaction depends on the temperature. So for the graph, you can see that XY axis, and friendly reminder for you, for the X axis, it should be the IV. That's what we change, the temperature. And for the y-axis, it should be the dependent variable. In this case, once if you are asked to plot the graph, it will not ask you to plot the graph by using the time. It must ask you to calculate the rate of reaction first. So in this case, if you need to plot the graph, the rate of reaction will be the y-axis. Remember the unit per second. Okay, so if you are asked to plot the graph, you know what to do. And for part A, describe the pattern in the result. For probably if you are asked to plot the graph, you need to describe the pattern according to the graph, and it will be around maybe 3 marks, not only 1 mark. And you can see that describe the pattern in the result. By increasing the temperature, will the time become shorter or longer, or up to a certain point? And by increasing the temperature furthermore, will the time become shorter and shorter? So that's the pattern you need to describe. I'm not asking you to describe every temperature, or at 20 degrees Celsius, the time is something something. At 30 degrees Celsius, the time is something something. No, I am not asking you to do so. I just want you to describe the pattern, the tendency. 好似做通識咁樣咧，你唔需要逐個溫度去講嘅，講一個趨勢俾我聽就得㗎啦。Okay, so describe the pattern in the result. And what is the optimum temperature for running? And part C, the enzyme stops working at 70 degrees Celsius, no reaction at all. Explain why. Now beware of the verb describe, what, and explain. Okay, describe, what, and explain. You need to be careful of the verb. It tells you what you are going to answer. So for the part A, I extend a little bit. 係 A part 我講多少少。So probably you can see that maybe for this graph, the reaction starts from 20 degrees Celsius, and the rate is very, very low. It should be very, very low, and then increase, and then increase, and then probably it will drop to 0. Why? Because it's already at 70 degrees Celsius. And you can see that you can cut the graph, you can divide the graph in 3 parts. One part is the optimum temperature. So it's 1 point. And the second part and the third part will be increasing part and the decreasing part. So probably in this case, because you are just using the table, so the pattern will be a little bit easier to describe. So just 1 mark. But if you need to use the graph to describe the pattern of the result, there should be at least 3 parts. Increasing part, optimum temperature part, and also the decreasing part. So that's the basic idea of question 8.